Good morning, is it from Zitster's Lab? Well, most mornings, husband brings me some flowers with my morning coffee. I mean, how precious is that? So, first of all, I just let it lie there, slowly dying. And then a while back, I decided, no, I'm going to put it in water. So every morning when he brings me 2 or 3 or 4 flowers, when I'm up, busy with breakfast, I just take them down and I put them in my vase. And the dead ones I take out and the other ones I replace. And as I was doing it this morning, it was actually, I realized just by doing that, just by putting the flowers in a vase, that act is an act of gratitude. Isn't it awesome? We do so many things and we just let it slide. We just do it without thinking. And this just made me think how blessed I am and grateful for a husband that just go the extra mile. And in the morning when he makes me coffee, he walks out, pluck a couple of flowers in my garden and just bring it to me. Isn't it awesome? So by just putting it in water, these days I am doing it as an act of gratitude. I become still while I do it and just have the attitude of gratefulness in that few moments, and it's become special to me. So while I was doing that this morning, I thought, you know what, why don't I take these today and just make some jelly prints with them, just make some prints, just to have something, whatever, I don't know. So I took out my colors here, and first of all, I just want to do a couple of very light backgrounds. I am just going to do some white, some yellow, some blue. Okay, one thing, I am not a planner, I am a doer. So I haven't planned this out. I was sitting outside thinking about it, thinking about being grateful just for having this. This is just a special thing in my life. So while I was doing it, I thought, you know what, let me just come and do a couple of prints. And here I am, my bubble wrap, just a little bit, couple of round things. I love this print that comes off from my baby oil. Just add some marks on my backgrounds. Found this on the beach. Okay, so I've got some of my papers. And I am just pulling a print here for a background to put the prints of my flowers on. So there are so many ways to just become thankful. So I don't know about that one. I'm going to add some white. I don't know. It's very hot. So I think that is why my things are very, very dry. My paints, they just become very dry very quickly. So I am now just adding some water in. I am kind of struggling the last couple of days with my jelly plate and my prints. And now that I'm thinking back, I think it's because it's hot. It is really hot out. So I'm just going to do it over this one because I want it light, kind of light. I don't want the background dark so that I can get my prints on. So I'm just cleaning it in my book. I still got my jelly plate book where I am still cleaning my roller in, and some days I just add some things. So this is just a dirty thing. I'm just gonna find some backgrounds, just not gonna think. And now I've got this pink flower. Look at this beautiful one. So I am just putting some pink onto my jelly plate, and I am just you see now there's water on this, so I don't know. But once again, it is all about creating, all about playing, all about experimenting, growing. Every day when I do some kind of artwork or creative work, I change a little bit, I grow. So I'm gonna do this on a white piece, and then I'm just gonna press this one randomly onto this. And just see how it goes. Oh goodness, this is awesome. Look there, I've got my first print, but look at the one on the white. It is just gorgeous. So that's why I say I'm not sure how this is going to unfold, but I am just doing it. I am going to try another one. More pink. This is actually my only pink flower in the bunch that I've accumulated from hubby bringing me coffee. So this is my only pink one this morning. Oh, but look at this. This is just the little bottom piece, and I really want to use that as well. So there I have this. I'm going to put this on again on my white. Going to use this little one too, and then just going to press onto this. This is actually still wet, so there is going to go a little bit of green onto my white paper, but that's fine. Oh, this is very interesting. So there you can see my pink flower. But what I didn't think about is now the green, I pressed it onto my first flower. Oh, well. So you learn as you go. And I've realized I just want to share my journey. You know, it's not about showing you that I actually know what I'm doing. I really don't know. I'm just experimenting. I'm just playing. I'm just using some paper. I can cut this out and put this in my sketchbook for later. Make a special collage thing. Not that I know anything about collaging. I'm not really into that yet. But today I am just doing some prints with the flowers hubby brings me every morning. I'm cleaning this. I'm just gonna take this off. And most of these papers of mine I buy at charity shops for next to nothing. And the awesome thing is also, it doesn't make it easier, but it makes it more exciting. Because I don't know how it's going to unfold, how the paper is going to work. Everyone is different. And as I say, it makes it more exciting. And there's lots of things, I don't know how it's going to unfold kind of things. So this is another beautiful one. I got a piece of this plant at a friend on a farm. And now this is starting to bloom. And oh, I am just loving it. There, the little flowers are now actually coming off. Oh boy, so now I have to put them lightly on here, take them off, and I'm just going to throw them onto this paper. Taking them off there. That is another thing I am learning about flowers and leaves, printing them. They're not like a stencil. It's not just, you know, it's going to work this way or that way. It's working their own way. So I'm gonna press this onto these. So now I need to get this off. I'm gonna do this later. I don't want to waste your time. But there I have a little print. Just a little print in purple of my flower. I'm just gonna, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna put all my little flowers there. Bring a lavender, a daisy, some daisy stems. And I'm just gonna make a print. I'm gonna just make this a little bit larger, my purple. And guess what? Yesterday I did this. I'm just gonna go with this and see how. So what do you have to be thankful for? And just go with that. Just sit with it a little while and just allow the thankfulness to just take over your moment. And look at that. There I have it. Isn't it absolutely gorgeous? So I'm going to try and get the ghost print off here. That is the one they call it, where you take off your things and then I read yesterday, we don't need more things to be grateful for. We need to be grateful for more things. Because, you know, as I said many times, I wasn't always a happy person. And then I learned, to become more grateful for what I do have, instead of always crying and moaning and focusing about what I don't have. So I am slowly but surely learning to be content in every situation, and just learning to go with the flow. What I also saw is somebody, but it was more big drops. I think this is gonna, too big. This is a little bit too big, so let me take some off. But this water also makes beautiful marks. It's all about mark making. I am now just going to put that little flowers there. And I am just enjoying whatever is happening. As I say, I am not thinking. It will take time to get all my live thingies off my prints, but that is also fine. Let me, where are that white one? Okay, don't worry. I'm just gonna press it into my book. And then when I come here, I will know this is just a little flower that hubby brought me. Look there, that I pressed into my book. Oh boy, this is awesome. I can see the print here and it is just so beautiful. So what I think now is I am going to put this on, or let this dry. I don't know if this is good enough to let it dry and then pull it up with another layer. I don't know. So a friend of mine is coming on Saturday for an art workshop where she wants lots of cloth. She wants to do some jelly plate printing on cloth for serviettes for Christmas and things like that. So that is what we're going to do on Saturday. But as I say, I feel more and more out of control the more I work on the jelly plate. Most probably because I am trying more and more crazy things. So, where I first, oh, this is gorgeous, where I first just did little things, one thing, two things, two colors and whatever. Now I'm going for this, and this is exactly what I wanted. Just this, look at this. Isn't this just awesome? It is just gorgeous. It's just the beauty and the calmness of hubby just bringing me flowers in the morning. Isn't that what this is? It's just beautiful. Well, thank you that I can share this morning my gratitude with you, and go and be grateful for something. Make yourself a cup of tea and go and sit and just look and savor the things that you are supposed and should be really, really grateful for. And the more you start, even if it's just for the cup of tea, thank you that I can just be present and drinking a cup of tea. What I also do, I have this lemon verbena that was on my, it was growing on the farm when I grew up. And every time I walk to the stables, I pluck a piece and smelled it. And then I think I bought another one a month or so ago, put it in a pot again, because it usually dies after a while. And then I thought, I just want to do it again. So I bought my lemon verbena again. And it's there in my pot. And every day, once or twice, I just pluck a leaf and I just smell. And it just brings back peace and joy. It just immediately put me in that place where I experience deep, deep peace and joy. And so what I also do is now with your cup of tea, just throw in a little something. Lemon verbena, a mint leaf, a geranium leaf, whatever, and just taste and smell and become present and experience and savor the spirit of gratefulness. Is it from Zetster's Lab? Love you lots. And I know some of you are really, really, really in a very tough place. I've been there. I know. But the way out is by using gratefulness, is by starting where you find yourself right now and get into that spirit of gratefulness. Be grateful for even if it's one thing. And I tell you, the one thing will lead to another thing. And the longer periods of time you spend in gratefulness, the more peaceful and joyful your life will become. So do it as long as you can, for shorter periods of time too, during the day, once or twice or whenever you can. But force yourself, your mind, to become thankful for what you do have in this moment, and stay in that spirit of thankfulness, because that will still your mind and get your mind out of this absolutely darkness, doom and gloom, fear and confusion. All that I can do is share my journey and share I've been there. I told you many times, when I was at my rock bottom, when we were on our way of losing the house and everything, I found myself in my garden and I thought, why do I need to work? Why do I need to do this? And the spirit in me just made me realize, do what you have to do in this moment to become grounded and in the spirit of gratefulness, peace and joy. Do what you need to do. So at that stage, what I was into really creative-wise was my garden. So more and more I spend in my garden, and more I focused on being grateful for that, what I have in this moment. And my life slowly and surely started to change until I am now here doing all these things and loving my life. But many times, still that doom and gloom comes, that fear when I start to move out of the moment and into some vain imaginations of the future. And I start to think, but what if this happens? What if that doesn't happen? And I allow fear to enter. And the way for me to deal with fear and doom and gloom in my mind is to become still and to create and to start doing what I love in a spirit of gratefulness. And then all of a sudden the light in me starts to shine brightly. The same light in me as the light in you of the abundant life. And that life, light and life, allow or chase whatever you call these doom and gloom things in your mind. They chase them off, and all of a sudden you feel joy and peace rising up in you, and gone are the doom and gloom and the clouds of blackness and depression. They cannot stand the light, and the light is in us. And how do we get to the light is by gratefulness and creating and doing things that we love, because things that we love start to move the spirit of love inside of us. And that starts to move, and joy starts to surface, and light starts to shine. All those things are in us. The darkness are in us. The light is in us. And who wins? The one that we feed. And the light, we can feed the light by being grateful. Love you lots, is it from Zedster.